Hey,
All
everybody.
right. Hey,
Hey.
y'all. Yes.
Welcome back to the Book Bessie podcast. I'm Monique,
I am Aquarius.
and we have a special guest in the house tonight.
Yeah.
We we have Kay Shanee
Yes,
joining
we
us
do.
tonight.
Yes,
We're
we
super
do.
excited. Thank you so much for coming on the show and hanging out with us for a little bit, taking time out of your evening. I know you could be doing some other things like writing a new book for us,
Yeah,
but
she could be. She could
uh,
be. No stress, but she could be.
But we appreciate you coming on and spending time with us. So thank you very much for that. You want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the audience a little bit about
All righty. Well, thank you, ladies, for having me. And actually, it's Kay Shanee.
is it?
Shani. I'm so
And
glad. I'm
everybody
so
wants to
glad.
say,
Because why
yeah,
did I
everybody
say
wants to say
Shanae?
Shanae. Yeah. And I
You know,
used
I'm
to, when
from
I was
Memphis. I have
younger,
a terrible accent. You know what I mean? You heard
Let me
nah, it just
let me
but I get
correct that.
Shani.
but no,
Okay,
everybody
Shanique.
wants it to be Shanae. And when I was younger, I actually wanted to be Shanae too, because I thought it sounded a little bit jazzier.
Mm-hmm.
But
Uh-huh.
my mom was like, no, it's Shanae. And so I think
So
it's
it's like
funny.
Shani your middle
Yeah.
name?
Because it's my middle name. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. And
Okay.
my
Okay.
first name is Katrina. And even with that, I used to want my name to be like K A capital T RINA. My mom
You
was like,
just wanted
"No,
to be
what is with the?"
extra.
She like, "What is with these changes? Like, what you trying to?" I said, "Well, no, because when it's like Latasha or Nata, it
Mm-hmm.
has the capital, whatever." She was like, "Well, yours ain't got no capital. Like,
Yeah.
it's just regular." I was like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Well, can I just say Shanae?" She like, "No, it's Shanae." I'm like, "Fine, lady." But
Because we
I
shall be calling you
am
Shanae.
this is my in June. Oh, it's June. Oh gosh, it's June,
It's
y'all.
June. It is
Well,
June.
on June 18th, I believe, it's my 8th year as an author, as a published author.
Yeah.
So I'll be celebrating that. I think I think the book that's coming out this month is the 69th book.
Mm.
But I do have in that 69 books, I have like 13 others. So I have like 4 children's books. I have 2 like handwriting workbooks, cursive and print. I have, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 coloring books
Okay.
and 3 journals as well. And I publish those under my government name. So I could publish those under Katrina Anderson. So within the 69, I do have those, I think it's 13 books as well.
Need to get some of
I
those
write black
the
romance.
cursive
I
books.
call it spicy black romance because I don't know what people like when I see posts that say, "Oh, can somebody give me like a romance that doesn't have sex?" I'd be like, "What is that even?"
Right.
Like I just scroll on by because I can't do nothing for you. And I'm all about black love. I love to write about black men and women loving each other the way that they should be loved.
We love
And
that
then
you're
I'm
doing it.
married, my college sweetheart. We've been married almost 29 years in August. We have 2 children. My daughter is 26 and she just got married in April, which is probably why like I literally have been losing my mind since planning the wedding. Like I felt like I could not breathe. Okay. For the wedding planning. The closer it got to it, the more I was just like, oh God, I had decision fatigue because it was just so many little things that you have to think of. But they that was on April 18th, and I was tired of giving out money too. Like I was just like, I just want to keep
Right.
my keep my money.
Mm-hmm.
She got the nerve to ask me if I'm gonna pay for the thank you cards. Ma'am, the wedding is over. If you
You're
don't
on
pay for
your
them
own.
thank you cards and get out
Mm-hmm.
my
Hello.
face. She literally
Yeah.
was over here today and she was like, I guess I'll just wait till next week when I get paid again to get the thank you cards. Yeah, do that because I'm not giving you the money.
Yeah.
Yes,
You've
I
done
do.
And my
enough.
my son actually turned 23 a week ago today.
You got a lot going
So
You
on.
yep,
did. I mean,
yep. So
back to back.
yeah, 26 and 23. So that's it. And my 88-year-old grandmother has lived with us for like since 2007. So almost 20 years my grandmother has lived
Wow.
with us. Yes. So
He's
she's
ready.
in the
Step
other
on
room
strong.
probably. Yep.
That's
Yep.
beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful. We
But
love to
that's it.
see um, our eldest just live a long, prosperous life. So my
Mm-hmm.
mom's getting ready to turn 80 on Friday. And I was just like, man, I told her, I'm like, you old lady, like you getting up there. You know what I'm saying?
Are you
And
guys throwing her a big party?
you know what? I wanted to, but I hate to say this, but who gonna come? All her friends or deceased?
Yeah, that's true.
Her
I was
friends,
just
her
about to
that's the thing about when you
Yes,
live for a
outlive.
long time,
Hmm.
you're
that is true.
outliving people. You know what I'm
That is
saying? And
true.
it's like
Yep.
she got a brother that's older than her. He could come. Her one friend's in the nursing home, and the rest of them are deceased. So I
Hmm.
mean, I it would be all my people, which
Yeah.
would be fine. But I
Yeah.
will, if I'm throwing it for her, I would want her to be surrounded by
By
her
Mhm.
people. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
And so I kind of went back and forth with that because it is a milestone birthday, and I did
Mhm.
want to throw her a party, but I'm
Mhm.
like, shit, who's gonna come?
Yeah. Yeah. We did throw my grandmother an 80th party. She'll be 89 in July. And we threw her 80th birthday party, and she still goes to church every Sunday, so she has her little church friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then we do actually have quite a few. Like, she has a couple of nieces. Like, her younger sister is 2 years younger than her, so she still think I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not prepared for when either of them goes before the other because it's gonna be a whole thing because
Right.
they are like
Mm-hmm.
truly best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she had my grandmother has a couple of nieces and a nephew that are like they're all stair steppers. So it's like she has a nephew that she's only a year older than, and like like they're literally like right there.
Mm-hmm.
Because her oldest sister was 14 years older than her, but she also got married when she was 14 and started having kids.
Mm.
So when she started having kids, my grandmother was born.
Yeah.
And so she
Yeah.
has these nieces and nephews that they're all
That are
like
like
all
right up
around the
under.
same age.
Mm-hmm. And
So
so they're more
yeah,
like
so it's
sisters
kind of
and
and
brothers
so
for
my Aunt
real.
Hmm.
Odessa has a couple of I think one of them is their nephew and one of the nieces is older than my Aunt Odessa. So I'm like, they was just all doing it together.
Lord,
So what's up?
that
Yeah, it
is
sounds like
though.
you guys have longevity in your
Yes.
bloodline, which is
I hope
very
so.
awesome. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Because to live that long these days is very rare.
Mhm.
So it sounds like, you know what I'm saying, you can expect to live a good full life. So that's beautiful.
I hope
Um,
so.
Yeah, cause and that's what I was telling my mom. She's a little slower than what she once was. She
Mhm.
moves a little slower, and she's still she still stays on her own, but she's kind of been more with me.
Mhm.
Um, but I can see the small declines in her,
Mhm.
but overall, to be
Yeah.
turning 80, you're still getting around
Yes.
good.
Right.
You're
Yes.
still
I have to tell
driving.
my grandmother to sit down somewhere. I'd be like, "Girl, what are you doing?"
Yeah, but
I'm like, "It is hard.
that's how they stay
Th-
young.
Yeah.
It's hard raising senior citizens." I be
I
telling people all the
It
know.
is.
time,
They
I
like,
don't
know because
listen.
they
They're
don't want to let go of their
stubborn.
independence, baby. They don't
mm-mm.
want
Yeah.
to.
Mm-mm. And my
Mhm.
son and her, like she's close to both of my kids because she helped me raise them. But her and my son have this like super bond. So anytime anything happens, like she was in the hospital for a few days because her hemoglobin was low a couple weeks ago. I had to wait till he was out of class, like wasn't in the car, like because he gets like he really be ready to like go in, like what's wrong with my
Mhm.
nana, like so I have to make sure he like are you somewhere safe? Like, are you, cause
Yeah.
he
Is
gets very emotional about, and I'm like, Lord, like I just don't even tell him like until I know something and I can have some
Right.
answers. Cause he be ready to,
right.
like,
He
he
better
be
go
ready to go
in
up to
by
the
his nana,
hospital.
baby. He
Like,
said, I don't play by her.
yes, he do not play about Grams. He be like, oh, so I just have to be like, okay, let's wait until we find out something to tell him.
Yeah.
Cause he don't be
Yeah.
playing.
Hello. Hello. So what about I was interested in your switch from education to becoming a writer because I'm in education and
Yeah.
I know a lot of teachers that want to get out of education.
It
Just
was
to be
interesting
real,
because
baby.
it's funny how life like even happens because I never like when I went to college, I was like, I'm gonna major in business. I'm gonna be this big corporate baddie. I'm gonna wear me some suits to work and some heels and la la la. And I majored in business and la la la. The first job I got, I was like, I don't really like this. So I literally would quit. Like I would work for maybe a year and I'd be like, okay, this is boring. And then I would find another job, put in my 2 weeks, go to the next job. And I did that for like 3 or 4 years after I graduated. And then when I the way I got into teaching was my high school coach. I was working somewhere ready to quit. And I actually had looked into going back to get my master's in like recreation administration. So I had went to visit the school, like did all the things or whatever. And my high school track coach called me because I ran track in high school and college. And she called me. She was like, "Do you want to coach?" And I was like, "Sure." And at the time, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter. So I was like, okay, I'll just put school on hold till I figure out what this whole motherhood thing is like. And then my coach called me. So I was like, okay, I'll coach. So I started coaching like 2 months after she was born. And I was like, oh, I love this. Was having all, just I'm like 25, 26, just thinking everything. I'm thinking high school students are like the best kids ever. I don't know what I was thinking.
What?
So like as I was coaching, I was like, okay, so the following school year I started subbing. And I was like, okay, this isn't bad. This isn't bad. So then I went back to school to get my master's in secondary ed versus
Mhm.
recreation administration. And since I had a degree in business, I just taught business because I was like, I'm not taking any classes for any other subject to teach. I'm like, I got all the business classes. So what I need to do to be able to teach the business classes. So I got my master's in that. And then I was coaching and teaching. That's how that kind of came about. But I never I was not, I was a good student academically, but behavior wise, mm-mm. So I would never wanna I would say to myself, "I'm never teaching because if I had a kid like me, I'm about to lose my job." Because
Yeah,
so
the
I
cut
just
a
never
kid.
thought I never when I started subbing, I was like, "Oh, this isn't so bad." If you would even even my teachers that I had, they would be like, "Oh, this is" it was surprising that I was in education because they knew I'm not this
Yeah.
ain't what I'm
Yeah.
about. So it was very surprising. I taught for 20 years. Um Yeah, and I taught mostly high school business education. So I taught classes I taught intro to business, entrepreneurship, marketing, sports and entertainment marketing. I even taught a law class, which I don't know how I did. I mean, when I tell you I only knew what I needed to know to teach them, that was it.
Mm.
I learned a lot teaching the class, but I knew only what they had to know.
Right, right.
Um, I taught computer classes, like keyboarding and computer software, stuff like that. And then and I coached track and I that's what I did with my daughter her sophomore year because she ran track and played volleyball. So when she started running track in high school, not her freshman, her sophomore year, that's when I quit. I was like, I'm not about to miss my baby stuff
I
trying to
know
teach
that's
y'all, keep
right.
trying to coach y'all kids. So that's when I quit coaching. And I did coach again when she went to college. I coached for 3 years. But I was like, I can't be running across this field. It was whew. I was like, I think I'm too old for this. So when I left that school, people have actually asked me recently, would I come back and coach again? And I'm in a whole different mindset. I promise
Yeah.
you, I will curse your kid out. I
Mm.
promise you. Because the work ethic to me, the kids is so different than
Yes.
even
Yeah.
my
Yes.
daughter coaching track and volleyball now. She Ma, the kids are so different. And she ain't been out of high school that long, but she was like, these kids have no work ethic. And she just be going off. And I'm like, I know.
They
I
different. They
absolutely know.
different. I'm telling you, they different.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
like, I couldn't do it. But when I started writing, because my kids, my daughter, again, she was a year-round athlete. My son did sports up until 8th grade, but he started DJing when he was 9. So by the time he was in high school, he was on the radio. He had to do mixes every week for the radio, and then he was booking gigs. He had been booking gigs since he was 10 or whatever. So we had to drive him, of course, because he don't
Right.
drive.
Yeah.
So it's one
Right.
of us is going to the sports, one of us is going to the gig, or back and forth or whatever. So when my daughter went to school, it kind of freed up a little bit of time, and we only had the one kid that we had to take everywhere so we can kind of take turns. And I was actually teaching part time at the time. So it went from having a cramped schedule to having a little more free time than what I was typically
Mhm.
used to. And people would always be like, "Oh, you should write you and your husband's love story. You should write a book about you." And I'm like, "Why?" It's not I think that they probably thought they were going to get some good
Some
drama stuff.
tea.
Yeah, some
Mhm.
tea
Right,
in
but we
there.
started dating in 1993. We are old. Literally 1993. Okay?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, there was no cell phones,
Mm.
no social media. We were
Right.
just
The best
regular two
time.
kids on a college campus. There was no.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so we did have our fair share of drama because I ran track, he played football, he had groupies. So it was a few situations that had to be
Mhm. Work through.
fixed,
Yeah,
but
you
it
know.
wasn't anything. It wasn't anything that people would be like, ooh,
Ooh, let me go.
whatever. Because if it got that bad, we wouldn't even made it to the altar, first of all. So I was like, I don't know what y'all what kind of story y'all looking for, but it's really very regular. There's nothing that y'all would be interested in. So when I finally sat down, I was like, oh, maybe I'll just write the story. So the first book that I actually started writing was Until the Wheels Fall Off. And it's loosely based on us, but again, because it was like not a lot of like drama, I had to make up
Mhm.
a lot of stuff. So there's familiar parts, like people who know me will read it and be like, "Oh yeah, like I have the female, the FMC, she's from my hometown, and he's from the South Side of Chicago, the high school he went to." So all of those things are kind of named. Of course, I changed our names, but then after a certain point, it was like, so now what? Like, there's
What do I
there's
do
nothing. So I
now?
just made up a bunch of stuff, and that's kind of how I started. Just kind of started writing. And when people and I kind of put that book on hold because I had a very tragic situation. My sister was killed on my daughter's
I'm so
18th
sorry.
birthday.
Oh, wow.
So it was right in a time when I was kind of like in the editing stages of that first book, and I kind of like put it on pause, and I didn't go back to it for a little while because my sister was kind of in the book because I had a little sister in the book. So I was kind of like, I just kind of put it on pause for a little while, and then I wrote these short stories. Like I wrote all these little short stories, and I would just kind of post them on. I made like a little blog website, and I posted on Facebook. I would just post it, and then people started inboxing me and was like, "Do you know where I can find the rest of this story?" And I would be like, there, that's it. Like, it's just a short story. They're like, "Oh, is that you?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, like, are you gonna write more?" So then I took some of those stories and put them in a short story collection, and that was actually the first book that I published. And then once I published that one, I just kind of was like, "Okay, let me go back to this other one, and I'll finish that one." And it just kind of kept going on, and now I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes. It seems like you have a very diverse catalog.
Mhm.
Like you say, you have books for kids to learn cursive and journals and so that's awesome. You're not
Thank
just
you.
stuck in a box. Um, so let's talk about so like I said, we read this time around
It was
and
so good. Okay, I'm sorry,
Thank you.
Monique. I know Monique was talking. I'm like, it was so good.
it
I was
was
in it.
good.
I was in
It
it so
was
Thank
good.
you.
good.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed.
I was telling her earlier, Aquarius, I was like, they had me stressed out. Um,
Yeah, absolutely, we're gonna get to it. But every time she was trying to tell the damn truth, shit
They
started
have
happening. I was like, what the fuck? Every time she said, knock at the door, there's a buzz. Don't ask that motherfucker, tell that nigga. I was with the best friend. I'm sorry, Monique. Go ahead,
Yeah.
finish. I'm
no,
getting
no, go
irritable because I'm so
ahead.
excited, friend. I don't know what to do.
Yes. And then I was telling her how I kind of appreciated the fact that Cypress had so much drama going on because usually it's the woman in the
Yep,
book that got so much happening, you know what I'm saying, with her
yep,
love life, the people involved in
Mhm.
her life or
yep.
whatever. But he
Aside
had the
from her crazy
drama.
mama.
Aside from a
Yeah.
crazy mama,
I
right?
wanted to
But
punch her in the face.
that part was
She got on my
definitely
nerves.
refreshing, I would have to say. It was refreshing that he was the one that was bringing all the
Yeah.
drama. Because usually, I mean, her ex was doing the crazy shit. Let's just say, he
Mhm.
was going to pop up,
Yeah.
and you got a whole
Yeah.
beat. That pissed me off because
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
Mhm.
the audacity, sir.
Mhm.
I'm gonna flip your table over just
Mhm.
because I feel like it. Get the hell out of my
Yep.
face.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's how I
Yeah.
was. I was kicking my feet. I was yelling. I was sitting straight up in the bed. My husband's like, I'm finna go watch TV downstairs. Please do. Cause when I say I go into the book, I leave my house. Please don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Mm-mm.
So let's just give a little background history about the story.
So that was
So,
my first and so thus far my only trad book. So it was like I was a little bit nervous about it because I'm like, dang, I don't know how true I can stay to my pen because I felt like trad was like a little bit different. But I felt like a second chance romance is very much a trad trope
right.
that a lot of
Mhm.
people that's
Mhm.
like a
Mhm.
safe trope.
Mhm.
So when I was thinking about it, I was trying to figure out like how can I like reunite these two when they live on way different parts of the United States. And Black Elm is my little fake town that I
I love what she said. Okay, I'm going on a plane to Black
my that
Elm.
I made up. So I was like, how can I, have them reconnect? after being after all these years and being on different coasts, different parts of the United States. So I just kind of like, I wanted to be second chance. I wanted to be a long time since the last time that they were together. Um and I wanted the daughter, I wanted her to be the one to kind of reconnect them, but
Mhm.
unknowingly. So
Yeah.
those are the three things that I was like, okay, let's how can we like figure this out? So I just kind of, started writing. I made up the town. I was like, okay, they had a I don't even think I wrote the prologue. I actually went back and wrote that at first, like, because I had just started. I was on chapter. I think I maybe wrote like three or four chapters, and I went back. I was like, let me just figure out how they met, and so then I went
Mhm.
back and wrote the prologue after writing a few chapters. But it was a fun book, and I was really trying to do like, I don't know, like with the connection between the like her finding her family and stuff like that. Like to
Mhm.
me, that was all like um, it's like something she was missing, like, she never felt whole because she didn't know
Right.
who her dad was,
Mhm.
and her mama was was crazy, so it was like she needed that, like, whole part, and it was like her like, inadvertently, she created the same scenario for her daughter,
Mhm.
not, on purpose, obviously, but, the same kind of scenario with not so on. So, like, at the end, it's like everything comes together. Except I refused to make her make up with her mama. Like, I refused. Like, that
Yeah,
was just
she
like,
didn't deserve it.
yeah, I was like, that cannot be tied up in a bow because
That was
I
too
was so done with her
much.
mama.
That was it was just too much. Mama had did she didn't cross lines that you just
Yeah,
can't come back
Mhm.
from. You
yeah,
Mhm.
siding with my ex. What is wrong with you?
Right.
right.
Like, what
Yeah,
is wrong with you? And the belittling, and the only time that
yeah.
she spoke highly of her and the things that she achieved is when you was in the company
It,
of other people. You
right,
know what I mean? Like,
right.
but in
Yeah.
front of her, you were always negative.
Mean. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mean. Just
Mhm.
me for what though? Is what
Yep.
I
I'm
couldn't
so happy
understand.
when it was Thanksgiving and she called her and was like, "Hey, I
Yes.
invited my friends and what's on the menu?" And she got her together real quick, like, "Baby, we're not even at home. Well, what am I supposed to do? I can't order takeout, but bitch, you
Yeah.
better do something because
Right.
you won't be eating
Cause
no
cause
food
we
I'm
gonna be in
cooking."
Chicago, baby.
Yeah,
Right.
I was so happy.
You might
And
wanna
when
call
when
my
when
ex
her
and go over
when
there
her
since y'all so
mother-in-law,
friendly.
when her soon-to-be mother-in-law at the time had to give her a nice little 5 fingers across the face,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
that was
Listen,
well deserved.
very much so.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That was one of my
Yeah.
favorite
She
parts in the
was.
book.
Mhm.
Absolutely,
She was
And the
something
other
absolutely.
else.
part that I was like, I didn't necessarily wanna like, I battle with myself about whether or not when she found her family, if her father would still be there. Like,
Yeah.
that was another part I was
Mhm.
kinda like, should he be like, I was trying to, like, and I went back and forth with that one a lot too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Whether he should
I.
be, yeah, I liked it though. It just gives you
Yeah.
enough. I don't always like everything to be wrapped up nice in a tight
Yeah.
little bow. I like
Mhm.
that. I like books that make me feel something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
makes it's more of a connection for me
Mhm.
when I go up, down, laugh, cry. I'm in the
Right.
corner now. I'm out the corner. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That it sticks with me, and it makes me want
Mhm.
to be like, hey, y'all, go read this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it's
Mhm.
just I like it. I definitely enjoyed the book.
Mhm.
Um I like when I felt it. I was like, oh, now going when the daughter went and the professor and that was, I was like, they was like, it's something oddly familiar about you. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I know what it is. That's your pappy, girl. That's when I sat up in the bed and
Mhm.
my husband left me at that point because I was like, I know you lied. That ain't the daddy. Yeah, that's the daddy.
And then it's so funny
Yeah.
because, like, I've had, especially when it first came out, I had so many readers, like, make videos like, "She about to piss me off, like, she needs to tell this man." But it was like, then the story would be over.
It
It
would
Yeah.
was
be.
so
You are
funny, but that's
absolutely
that's
right.
how we like, even with movies and stuff, I'm like, "Now she could have been did that, or he could have been said something or
Mhm.
whatever," but then the
But
story would
that
have been over,
didn't.
so then we wouldn't have had an hour-long,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it's like, I
Yeah.
had to figure out some kinda way. I didn't want her to just, like, not tell him. I wanted there to be, like, kinda, like, reasons why.
Mhm.
Right. She
Not like
couldn't
she
tell.
just wasn't. And then it's like once so much time passed, now you feel bad because it's like I should have said
I should have
something.
been.
Yeah.
Best friend told her that though. You gotta give it up to those side characters. Those side
Mm,
characters, they them best friends that be like, you need to tell them. Did you tell them tonight? They get
Mhm.
on the phone, shit, something else came. Did you tell girl, you better tell them tonight. This is your
Mhm.
chance. I mean, every time I
Mm,
felt like the best friend was there after the aftermath to be like, you need to tell them now. Or is it's
mhm.
gonna be worse, you know? Go
Yeah.
ahead and get it done and over with so that they both can know. And I'm like, I'm with the best friend, girl. Go on, lay it down. But also you understood her perspective because she was there as the terrible things was happening in his life. So it's like, I
mhm.
don't wanna be that one added thing on
Right.
top of
Mhm.
you're
Right.
drowning. You know what I'm saying? I don't wanna
Right.
hold your head under the water
Right.
with my stuff.
Mhm.
You know, I wanna be that shoulder you can cry on. And I see where she was trying to get that perfect moment. But with that
Mhm.
situation, there was no perfect moment.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
There was not no
Mm-mm.
perfect moment for you to be able to tell
Right.
this man, you
Yep.
know,
Mhm.
you know,
Cause you
and
know how
give
she didn't wanna tell him on the first date, but baby, look, that had been me. I couldn't believe, but I was like, he don't know that that's her at all. Like nothing, just like,
Right.
right, when they say
like
them even his
But I
mama
feel
was
like
like, "You
as with
stole the whole
women,
case."
I feel like women, we change
we do,
more than
Yeah,
men, I think.
we do.
Like
absolutely,
if we gain weight,
absolutely,
we change our hair. We would
absolutely.
like I feel like with us, we change a little bit more. Like I'd be looking at pictures of myself and I'd be like, God damn,
Mhm.
look, where was my
Yeah,
waist? Like,
yes, 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 I
Yeah.
looked at myself and was like, "Oh, didn't nobody offer me a cheeseburger? Nothing. Nobody said
Mhm.
nothing. Y'all
and then
just
you
went
know,
ahead
with
Mhm.
and
him,
did."
he probably was trying to hit it. He probably didn't
He
commit
didn't
her
think
to
nothing
memory.
right.
Right.
You
Mhm.
know
And they
how
were
Yeah,
drunk
and
and
they was
yeah.
yeah, you
drunk,
know how
y'all, come
men
on.
they don't take as much care, I think,
They don't.
in like I even say that about Conflicted Hearts with that book because it's twins marry twins and then the one of each set of the twins dies. So the surviving twins end up
Get together.
together.
Mhm.
And as I was writing the book, I was the FMC. Like I literally was like back and forth because I was like, oh God, this is just not, you don't do this. This is not in real life, you do not get with your sisters or
Right.
your husband's brother. Like that was her
Right.
sister's husband and her husband's brother. So but him, he was like, listen, they dead. Like he mourned and everything, but at some point he was like, "Listen, they're not coming back.
Mhm.
What are we doing here?" Like he was like, "Listen," but
Let's
she
do
kept
it.
on kind of battling because men don't. I don't feel like they put that much
Yeah.
thought
They
Mhm.
don't.
into stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and
for
they
me,
don't care. You
they
know, they
don't.
Yeah.
just be like,
No.
whatever. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I
No.
don't
Mm-hmm.
care what other people think.
And you
They
know,
don't.
it was a thing that they did because he was like, my homeboys knew not to come back to the hotel room. You know what I'm saying? They knew to go and
Mm-hmm.
go
Yep.
bunk with somebody else. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But
Mm-hmm.
when at the end, when that John said that condom was still unwrapped on the thing, again, I gotta stop hollering in my house. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh my God. Then I saw 20 years later, I said, I know you lying.
I know that's a long look. That's a long secret, baby. That's a secret adult. A secret
Right.
adult.
Literally a secret adult.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, though that was
Because
definitely
that is a
really good.
long time.
That
I said,
is a
"That's a
long time.
long gap." I said, "Baby, this girl is grizzled grown."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I liked her. I liked her. I liked her personality.
me too.
I think that she did well raising her on her own, you know, and
Mhm.
I can only imagine like being in that situation. I don't know what I would do, just not knowing where your child's father is. You know, that's like
Mm-hmm.
one thing when you have a one night stand or something, but you know, you maybe have a name, a full name, and where you can
Mm-hmm.
start looking people
Right.
up, or you know, they may know somebody that you know where you could possibly get in contact. But just having no clue at all,
Yeah.
like,
And
is
it's like you
crazy.
can't even like look on social media because there was no
Right.
There was no
social
social media. I
media.
do
Yeah.
love that. I did like that though. I don't know why.
So
That
it's
just
like, dang. But then they neither of them gave like their full name. So it's
Right.
right.
like, and I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's happened.
Of course. Of
Yeah, I'm sure that's
Definitely.
course.
happened to
Mhm.
people. Like even with social media, I'm sure that's probably
Right.
happened to
Right.
people. So yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
like that she was able to do such a phenomenal job as a mother without having a role model for that. Her
Mhm.
mom was a
Mm-hmm.
terrible mom, but her relationship with her daughter was immaculate. It was just amazing. You know, it's
Yeah.
like for her to be
Mm-hmm.
like, me and my mama have never fought before into this particular moment.
Mm-hmm.
In my, you know, you're 19 years old. This is the first time you
Yeah.
and your mom has had a rift in your relationship, which I was on the mama side, I ain't gonna lie, cause I was like, "Hold on, player, y'all going too hard on my girl." Okay? First of
Like,
all
mm-hmm.
first of all, she didn't have a way to get in contact with your daddy. Your daddy can come with a lot of baggage over here too,
Right.
okay? Damn it. Go easy on my girl.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's such a hard spot. But I think like even in situations like that, like even with like your environment, I figure you either going
Mhm.
follow what's in your environment or be like the
The
extreme
extreme
opposite.
opposite.
Like, I mean, I guess you can kind of be somewhere in the middle, but a lot of times it's like when you have such drastic things happening, it's either you gonna do what you
What you
see or
saw.
be like, you know what, I don't even
Mhm.
want that kind of life,
Yep.
and
Mhm.
do the complete opposite.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. It was a
And
beautiful story though,
it
and I think it all
Thank
played out the
you.
way it
was.
needed to. And it just showed a little bit of everything, the
It
family
did.
drama,
Mhm.
just the like all that time being away from each other and just how by chance it all came together, how it
Mm-hmm.
happened, It was just a really beautiful story that I enjoyed thoroughly because
Thank you.
not knowing who your baby daddy is, and then all of a sudden he in your face. And then I was like, how is she literally going on dates, having sex with this man, knowing that this is her baby daddy and ain't said nothing? I'm
Girl,
finna
I
slip up.
did.
I'll be like, you
I
know what,
did.
during sex, let me tell you real quick.
Just like right. Just blurt it
You
out.
got a baby. Yeah.
Yep.
Like
Just blurt it
I
out.
I commend her. Like she definitely held that in until she just absolutely couldn't
And
anymore.
then like
Yeah.
even his mom kind of was like, "Are you sure you don't know her? Like, have
Mhm.
y'all met before?"
Right.
Because she looked a little
She look familiar, and that
like she
birthmark
knew.
is
Look, she knew
it
her
belongs to
grandbaby.
us. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And they done
Yeah.
the his mama and his daddy done made a side bet, so mama done got a she
Right.
shed. Baby, I was traveling with her too. And it's gonna be
Right.
pink painted. Get your shit
Right.
together. We finna go
Mhm.
and go round her to the orange
Mm-hmm.
store or the blue store to get what we need, honey, because
Right.
I won. I told you she looked just like him.
Mama knows,
Yeah,
honey.
they do.
Mama
Mm-hmm.
They do.
knows.
They
Yep.
Just
do.
like she said, um, she had that fish dream and somebody was
God.
pregnant.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
God.
Mamas be knowing.
Yep.
Like they know. It be in
They
them.
sure
So
do.
They do, and my
yeah.
mama said she had. I was like, babe, my tube's tied now. So what are your other two children, honey? It got to be them. I can't stand it. Somebody, and I look at my little sister because I already know the secret. I'm like, I ain't gonna tell nobody else, but it ain't me.
I know people keep asking me like, "Oh, are you ready to be it?" No, we just finished the wedding. Like, I
Mhm.
Mhm.
need a minute to process.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yeah, it was a great story. We thoroughly enjoyed that.
Me
And
So
I
let
too.
did mention, so in what book is it? In A Different Breed, the True Sanctuary makes an appearance in A Different Breed.
Hey.
okay.
Okay.
Yep, it makes an appearance. I was like, oh, I'm like, I need to have somewhere for him to take her. And so that's where he ended because it's in Black Elm, so that's where he took her.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you want to get in the hot seat and play a little game here.
Sure, sure.
So I think you're gonna do a really, really good job at this. This is the one that kind of, you know,
Trips
it
people
kind
up.
of yeah. Some of them it does mess them up a little bit. So you
Lord.
have 2 minutes to make up a story surrounding one word. I'm gonna give you your word. What your word is? I'm trying
God.
to go to my yeah. And you got to convince us. It's got to be good to want to buy this particular book by using this one word. And your word is shoe.
Shoe?
Yeah, shoe.
Oh, Lord.
I'm going to
Oh,
set my
God.
Ooh,
timer.
chitlins. What?
Which her the shoe.
Oh, goodness gracious.
All right, let me know when you're ready.
Okay, I'm
You
ready.
can do it.
Okay, go.
Oh, God. Okay, he walked into the room and peeking just from underneath the bed was a red stiletto. He looked around and he did not know who the shoe belonged to because the room appeared to be empty. He looks under the bed and sees the other shoe along with a pair of black lace panties. He goes to the closet. It's empty. He goes to the bathroom. There appears to be no one there either, but when he pulls back the shower curtain, there she is, naked as the day she was born. The woman who the stilettos belong to. Oh. I don't know what else can happen. He asks her, "What is she doing there?" And she replies, "I was waiting for you." He says, "Why are you hiding?" She says that she wanted to surprise him. And he says, "How did you get in here?" And she says that she picked the lock. And then
Crazy.
finally, he asks, "Who are you?" And she says, "The woman of your dreams."
All
That's all I
right.
got.
Baby, she crazy
That's
right
good.
now. You only had 3 more seconds left, so that's good.
That's all I got.
I wanna read it, cause baby, I wanna know. I wanna
Like,
know.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know what happened before. Who is she? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we know how she got in. She's a little
Cause
cuckoo.
why she picked?
yeah,
Right.
yeah. See, and that's half the problem because I don't. Lord have mercy. If B Love watches this, she's gonna kill me. But I don't like outline per se. I don't want to say I free write anymore because I'm really trying to get my processes together since I've been full time. I'm like, okay, but my outlines are probably not anything like what other people would consider an outline.
Mm-hmm.
So off the cuff is typically what I do, but I do jot down like certain little things that I want to know how old they are, what they do for a living, something like that, like what city it's going to take place in, if it's going to be a single mom or single dad, if she's going to have both her parents in her life or him, like I try to get all those things, if they have siblings, if they have a good, a best friend, something like that. But I don't typically like get into like the chapters, but I have been trying to do that a little bit more to see if it kind of speeds up my writing process.
Mm-hmm.
So I do try to do, and I only typically can get to maybe like 10 chapters. And it really is only like a few sentences. Like in this chapter, this is gonna happen. Chapter 2, this is gonna happen. Like it only be like maybe 3 sentences top. And then by chapter 10, I'm like, okay, by the time I get to 10, I'm probably not gonna even do what I wrote, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'll kind of have like a better flow because it it be hard out here. So I'll be trying to like
Really?
stay focused and not get distracted and trying to figure out what I want to happen and stuff. So, but
So
I
what do
typically
you
do like
do?
free write.
What do you do before you start? Before you know that, okay, it's time for me to start writing again. Like, and you sit down for that first day of writing, what is your thing that you do to kind of get you in the mood, calm your spirit? Is there any like rituals you do, or do you just go sit down
And
and
I
start
typically like
writing?
this is probably because I turned in a book right before I left for BRBF, which was I think I turned on Wednesday morning. Yeah, Wednesday morning, I think I turned it in. So Thursday, I was kind of running around trying to get everything,
Mhm.
packed and together. And then Friday, I was there. And I take my laptop everywhere, but I kept telling my friend, my top is probably like, girl, hello, did you forget? Because
Right.
it's very rare that I don't touch my laptop in a whole day. Like it's so rare. Um, so the first time I'm trying to think, I yesterday I kind of started the outline, but yes, I'm telling y'all, yesterday I was still just like, oh God.
In
And what's even
recovery
funny, like
mode.
I don't even drink or smoke. So I'm like, how do people who
Right, you're
do
so
drink or
tired.
smoke,
I'm
Mm-hmm.
how
telling
are
you
they
right now,
functioning?
we didn't make it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, we didn't make it. I didn't stay
Because
for the
I'm like,
whole Coachella. My husband was trying to pick. You want me to pick you? You want to get my back? You didn't get my back. I said, why was we taking shots? The fuck was we celebrating? I
but
didn't
I
do anything.
tried to like,
Yeah.
I kind of just like, I take that back. I did put in my notes in my phone, like the title that I thought was thinking about and kind of like, what I was like the main topic, like not really the trope, but like I was like, oh, I want to do one about this. I want to do what. So I had kind of put that down. And I think maybe like at the airport, I was trying to think of names and stuff like that or whatever. But after that, I didn't touch it anymore. So yesterday, I wrote my synopsis, which I didn't used to do that beforehand, but I've been doing that probably for like maybe a year. I'll write my synopsis first. It changes by the time I finish the book and look back at it. I have to change some stuff, but I do kind of, it's almost like it's like my summary of
Yeah.
what's gonna
Mhm.
be what I want to do. So that kind of helps. And then I think today I went to the gig with my son, but today I think I wrote like I outlined like 7 chapters, 7 or 8, like kind of what I wanted to do. But I don't really have any rituals. I do try to go to the library to write instead of writing at home. So because I try to treat it like it's a semi full time at least. Like I try to get to the
Mhm.
library by
Yeah.
11. Sometimes I'll stay till like 5. Um, and then, come home. But if I'm not, if me and my husband not doing something, if I don't watch TV really at all, if we not watching a movie, like an actual movie, I don't watch. And if he watching a game or whatever, I'll just come back up and I'll write, or I might
Yeah.
sit in the living room with him and write while he's watching TV because I'm not paying any attention. Um, but I do probably try to write at least 6 hours a day.
So it's full
Yeah.
time all the way.
Yeah. So it's yes, honey, and I love that.
You
And
locked
I be at the
in.
library like I pay rent. First of all, like if somebody in my chair,
They be like,
yep, if somebody in my chair, I be looking like if I go to my
"Here's your
table and
coffee."
somebody in my table, I be looking at them like
Now I know
they
this
look
my
like
area. This my
I be
area.
mad when I gotta go find another. So I really be very intentional about getting there by a certain time because I
Mhm.
know that my table me go.
I know
Yeah.
that's right. It'd be like, I need to get here right before this because I know this gonna be the first one that somebody take.
And I
So,
even got like the library schedule. Oh, and it's about to be summer, so I don't know what's about to
oh,
happen. But I know like on
honey, the
Thursdays,
kids
these
gonna be
older
there.
women come there on Thursday. Well, there's some men, but it's mostly women. When I tell you they be moving furniture, first of all, the library is not quiet like people think. It's not a quiet
It's
place.
not. It's
It's
not.
not,
Not like back in the day. Back in the day
No,
was
back
quiet,
in the day,
right.
they
I
boy.
used to
got kicked
shush
out of
you,
the library
honey.
when I was younger
Me
because I was not.
too. Me too.
But they be
Read something
playing
I
this
wasn't supposed
game
to be.
that my grandmother finally told. Like I said, because on Thursdays I won't go to. I'll go to this cafe. That actually the principal of my kids' elementary school, well, was the principal. He actually owns the cafe, so I'll go there on Thursdays because I know that them old ladies gonna be there on at the library. But they be playing some game called mahjong. It starts with an M, but it's like dominoes, but it has like the dominoes have like pictures or something. It's like matching. I don't know what it is, but I was talking to my grandmother about it last week or the week before, and she said, "Oh, I think they had that on. I guess it's getting really popular again." And they were
Mhm.
talking about it on some morning show or something that she was watching, and so she told me what the name of it was. I wonder if I close out of that tab because I looked it up because I was like,
What
and
is
I
it?
said
What
this
are
is
they
what they
doing?
be doing. Oh, it's called mahjong.
Okay.
Mahjong. And it looked like dominoes. Like it has the same little squares, but there's no dots on it. It's like pictures or something.
Oh,
I don't even,
I
and it
prefer
makes a
that.
lot of noise because it's like, the material of
Yeah.
the dominoes.
Yeah.
So they be
They be
doing it and
clanking it
moving it.
down.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I be looking
swirling
at
it
them
around.
like, this is a library.
Where the librarian said y'all ain't doing your job.
So I know
Church.
not to go on Thursdays because that's their day
Mhm.
I just, y'all have at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even bother y'all because now I know y'all is this is y'all time.
And it's a
Yeah.
Mhm.
good, like, I feel like it's a good, I still wish I could write faster, but I think sometimes my thoughts don't move as fast as as I want them to. So I
Right.
try not to
Mhm.
like push it. But I noticed that when I know I'm close to the end of the book, I be cranking it out. Like when I know like how it's gonna end, and it be cranking out. But sometimes like towards the middle, I kind of always kind of start to be like, wait a minute, is this good? Like, should I do like I start questioning stuff. It doesn't never fails. Whatever book I start questioning, like, do I need to change something or should I have done that? Or what should happen next? Like, is it so I start questioning everything.
Yeah. I could that I can understand that because it's like nothing's perfect, but at the same time you want it to
Yeah,
be perfect. So,
I can see that
you're
too.
like maybe I should have did this or maybe I should have
Hmm.
did that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, this
I can see
last
that.
book that I just turned in, it's a marriage of convenience. And I've never done a marriage of convenience before. And I also there's very few books where I get to like 30K or 25K and they haven't had sex. And so this is one of those
So
like
is this a
slower
slow burn?
Yeah.
Slumber. This is definitely a slumber
But I'm
time,
like, oh,
baby.
like in my mind, I'm like writing, I'm like I looked at the word count. I said, oh my God, they haven't had sex. I was like, what is happening?
Please, please fix
But it's
it.
definitely, but it's like sometimes I was on a panel at BRBF, and it's like sometimes you have to, like, it doesn't make sense for them to have sex sometimes. So, like, if you have a character who's like guarded or
Yeah,
whatever, like, you can't just have them. Typically, a person who's guarded isn't going to be
just
very open, in that way. So, I'm like,
mhm.
it has to make sense. But she wasn't necessarily guarded. It was just that it was like a convenience thing. Like, she didn't really know him for real.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
I didn't want to like make, but child, when they got to, I said, listen, something has got to happen here.
Yeah.
What is going on? So, but
Dude, 'cause I ain't gonna lie. I
once
would
they
check.
got to getting, they was getting.
You. Once they got it on, they got it on. But I do check. I be sometimes I when I'm reading, especially my Kindle. When I'm reading my Kindle, I would look. I'd be like, I know I'm at the 50% mark. Damn it, ain't nobody lip locked or shit. I'm just, I'd be like, it better be coming up soon. We
But
better have
there
us
is a lot of
you know.
flirting,
Okay,
and there is like there's like a lot of sexual tension, a lot of flirting, and there's just no intercourse, let's just say
right.
that. Like,
I
he
like
did
the
take care of
yearning.
her. He took care of her one
Okay,
time, cause
okay, okay. I take
but
that.
he
You know what
told
I'm
her
saying?
she
That
wasn't
that'll
ready.
hold
He
me
told yeah,
over.
so but I
That'll hold me
still was
over.
kinda like, "Oh my gosh, like, what is
Yeah,
happening?"
yeah. I feel like that as a
Now,
reader too
is that the
sometimes.
next book that's gonna come out?
Yes, yes, that's coming out on the 15th, and it's called When Love Takes Over.
Yes,
We
I
are definitely
love
gonna be
it. We
looking for
definitely gonna
that.
be looking out for that.
And it's yeah, and I've never done a marriage of convenience, so I don't know if I hit the mark or if I guess we'll find out.
I'm sure
I'm
it's gonna
sure
be
it's
great.
great. I'm sure it's
Mhm.
great. Well, who do you
You have
think?
not
What
told
are
us yet.
your I want to say um authors that you used to read before you became a writer? Who were you in love with?
Well, let's just say I met Zane this weekend and I was on 10. Okay. Like, and I'm not going to say that I was reading her when I should have been because I'm 51. So I was
Okay. Okay.
younger. I was in my 20s, and me and my husband actually used to watch her Showtime series that she had.
See, that's how.
Um, and I was like, girl, I couldn't, that's the only line that I stood in. Like, I was like, I'm standing in this line. And I also was lucky enough to meet Brenda Jackson and Donna Hill
Hmm.
this weekend as well because Lashira Lee she set up like a signing for us with our trad releases at the Barnes and Noble in Perimeter Mall, well
Yeah.
near Perimeter Mall, because
Hmm.
let me tell you, the Uber driver dropped us off at the mall, talking about, oh, it's in the mall,
And it wasn't in the
and
mall.
it wasn't.
It's not the mall. I'm looking. You know, I'm in Atlanta. I'm like, that's not where it's at.
I was like, and
No.
then left. And girl, when I tell you I didn't give him a tip, and I gave him 3-star review because, sir. But this nice lady, this black lady came out of she worked at Macy's, and she came out, and my friend asked her, like, is the Barnes and Noble like in the mall? And she was like, no. And then, we started saying to her, whatever, whatever. She was like, oh, I'll take you. So it's like her daughter worked there too. So her daughter came out, and another friend she was giving a ride. So she drove us over to to the
Yeah, come on
I was
through,
like, thank God,
ladies.
because it was like a 10-minute walk.
It was.
Mhm.
I
I've
was
been.
like,
Yeah, it is.
but Lashira had set that up, but I guess she set it up for, I guess, I don't know if she's their literary agent too. I don't know, or if they're friends, but Brenda Jackson and Donna Hill were there as well for us, just, to do their signing. And as they were leaving, I met them, and I was just like, these are like some OGs, like, for real.
Yeah.
But I used to read Zane before I discovered that there were Black authors. I used to read Danielle Steele. That was really like my only, like, that was like my go-to person because that was the only person I was really familiar with. But when I
Okay.
discovered Black authors, Lord
Honey,
have
that's the best
mercy. I thought I
thing.
was in heaven.
I did too.
Um,
I did too.
Omar Tyree,
Oh,
Eric
my
Jerome
favorite.
Dickey,
Eric
Elin Harris,
Jerome.
who else? I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of some other ones that I used to read. I can't even remember.
Yeah, you be together though. You the
Yeah,
name my hitters.
Mhm.
and then they had Black Expressions. Are y'all old enough for Black
I don't
Expressions?
know what Black expressions
Black
is.
Expressions was like uh mail order. Like, it was all Black books, Black romance books, and you could order y'all gotta
Oh,
Google it.
I feel like no, I did that with the CDs though. It used to be like a
Yeah,
thing like
they
that
had
with
that too.
you know
Yep.
with the CDs. I
Yep.
used to
With
yeah,
Black
yeah.
expressions because obviously, like, I mean, now it's a lot easier for us to find Black authors, but
Yeah.
back
But back
then
then, you're right.
we
No,
could
we
not.
couldn't.
Yeah, so I would
You
order
had no
books
clue.
from Black expressions,
Yes.
and I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
it was very affordable. Like you could get, so many. I don't know if we had a membership or we just ordered like each book, but it was very affordable for my broke self.
Yeah.
But that was the lick.
I
Black
loved it.
expression was like it was
It was
it
better
probably
no
literally
art, I'm
saved.
sure.
It probably saved a lot of us because we didn't have access. Yeah.
Right, and it's nothing like being able to see yourself in books. Because I was the same
Mhm.
way. When you started off reading, I was just like, "This was okay, but
Mhm.
this isn't a
You
representation of
can't
me.
relate.
I can't
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, granted,
relate."
I used to picture everybody Black anyway.
Yeah,
Like in my mind,
I
it was
Yeah.
tell people that all the time. I tell people that all the time when I read. I'm like, and I say one thing it is. I don't care what book it is. I don't care if you could name her. She is purple, whatever. I am the main female character in the story, and I'm ready to fight. What are we doing? I
Uh-huh.
don't give a damn what it is. I don't care what genre it is. I'm ready to go. We finna go with it. I don't know. It's just something that my brain automatically
Mhm.
do once I
You
start reading the book.
transform.
I just
Yep.
transform. That's why I tell people I'm not in the same room with you. If you talking, I don't hear shit you saying. 'Cause I am in this book, this
In this
world
world.
right
Mm-hmm.
now, okay? And don't bother me. Don't just you are disturbing my peace.
Mhm.
Okay?
And I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out, like, when I was younger, I remember the one book that stands out to me a lot when I was younger, because again, I was grounded a lot because I was bad. So, and I'm old, so we didn't have social media. There was nothing for me to do. So what I would do is I would listen to music and girl, I used to write raps. I would swear I was gonna be a rapper, girl. I would be writing raps. And I would read because I didn't there was nothing else to do. And my mom would be calling me and I would be so immersed in the book that I would not and she would like open the door like, "Did you hear me?" And I'm like, "No." But I mean, that's all I would do. So I used to read all the time because I was always grounded. Always.
Exactly.
I remember in 5th or 6th grade in my science class, they showed us how um to make a light up with like a battery and the
Mm-hmm.
light and it was like a wire or you could use aluminum foil. So when I was at home, I would use aluminum foil and I made myself a little light that I would use when my mom thought, yep, and me and my sister had bunk beds and I would be under my cover with my little makeshift light and I would be reading my book under the cover when I was
Oh
supposed to be
my
going to bed.
god. I love that so much. I love that so much. I really do. 'Cause it's like you a real. I'm finna see this.
Mm-hmm.
I was
You
yeah,
know what
I
I'm
was
saying? I'm
really
finna
And
see
then
this.
putting
I don't
shit
care nothing
together.
about you telling me I'm finna go to bed. You are no. I'm finna read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like that. I used
Yep.
to hide the what the books were. 'Cause I think I was like in 7th grade when I was reading Milk in My Coffee by Eric Jerome Dickey. I wanna say 7th. I said and I would always put, like, the kitty books on top,
Mhm.
and then underneath, I would have all the other
And
books.
I think
Raunchy.
like
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think because I feel like I took a big break. Like I know I read a lot, probably up to about 8th grade. I did read a lot.
Mhm.
And
That was
then,
it.
once I got involved in sports and stuff and then liking boys and trying to be outside someday.
Baby, once I discovered them in the ninth
Hell with
grade,
them books.
I didn't use that library car. I wasn't asking to get dropped off up the street at the library. I need to go to the skating ring. Where the niggas
Yep.
at?
Yep.
What we doing?
Did
Yeah, I
y'all
was
read see y'all are younger. So like one of the books I remember is Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. And it was like not I'm not gonna say young adult. It was definitely like a middle school age book because I remember she wanted breasts. Like she was flat chested and there was this exercise you could do like, I must increase my bust. Like in the book, in the book, that's where and then I think they talked about like getting your period. So it was very much like a coming of age, like little what there was nothing
yeah.
really romantic, but it was just like a middle school age book. But that was one of my favorite books. I used to read Judy Blume and I used
Yeah,
to
Judy
now
Blume.
Judy
read
Blume, here we go. Now we
what's the Sweet Valley High.
I did
It was
Sweet
like
Mm-hmm.
Valley High.
twin girls. They was white girls, but in my mind they was
Yeah, they
black.
was black,
But
Yeah.
but that's what we had, that we had access
yep,
to. You gotta give
Mm-hmm.
'em.
yep. But that's what I used to read all the time. Oh, and of course Nancy Drew and that daggone crazy Flowers in the Attic lady. VC Andrews. Is that VC Andrews with Flowers in the Attic? I think that's who it
I
was.
don't think I
But
read
she
that
had
one.
her books had like a lot of ancestral stuff. Like it was
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it was it was weird. But that's the kind of stuff I was
But I
I
like
was
things
Mhm.
that are interesting. That's not the
Yeah.
norm. That'll definitely
Yeah.
Mhm.
keep me
And
up.
it's not because the books were geared to me. I felt like they were geared. There wasn't anything extremely adult, I guess, about it, but them topics was probably a little
Yeah, a
bit
little
much.
Yeah,
inappropriate.
mature.
Yeah.
Just a little mature
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight and hanging with us.
Yes.
Thank
We
you
had
for
a great
having me.
conversation. Yeah. We've been waiting and waiting,
We
and we finally got you.
I know.
And
My husband
so,
was like, I was telling him, I was like, oh gosh, I'm so tired. I said, but I have to do this interview. So I gotta like be perky and stuff. And because I'm that person who will, I don't care what time it is. If I'm done doing what I gotta do for the day, I'm in the shower, I'm in
in
my
the bed.
lounging clothes, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Like, and he'd be like, dang. I'm like, it don't matter what time it is.
It
Like,
doesn't.
if
I'm
I ain't gotta go
tired.
I'm the
back
same way.
outside,
The day is
Mm-hmm.
canceled. That's what
Yeah.
I
I'm
say.
done.
Yeah.
And I said, so
Yep.
I gotta at least keep on some good a shirt.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. Don't feel bad. Be the same way.
Listen, I only have this on because I'm finna make some videos. I did. I was the opposite of you. I stayed in the bed all day, and I was like, oh, it's time for to get up.
yeah. Now you're finna go to work.
Now I got to do all this tonight when I get off the phone. When I get off here with y'all, I got to get
Yeah.
over here and make some videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, thank
Well,
you
I
so much
definitely
for
thank
coming
y'all
on.
for having me. So look out for When Love Takes Over
Yes.
on the 15th.
Okay. Are you doing any more book events this
Right.
season?
Gosh, I'm doing Indie Love, which is we're gonna go, it's the 19th and 20th of this month. And then and it's my first time doing that event. Like, you know how I've been wanting to get invited to Indie Love and One Love for years. And
Mm-hmm.
I finally got invited. So I'm like, I'm most definitely doing those. So I'm doing One Love in New Orleans in July. Then I
Okay.
got the Chicago Urban Book Expo and Southern Hearts.
Okay, you're
Hey,
booked and
you
busy.
booked and
Yeah,
busy.
ooh, I
Yes.
don't think I can do this many next year. Like yeah, next year is a lot because my son is getting his associates in audio engineering. So he'll be done. My son-in-law should be done with his bachelor's in May as well. So I already told my son, I'm like, listen, we having a joint party. And he looking at me like, but I'm your
Mm.
son. I'm like, I
Right.
said, I'm not giving you no party and not not him too.
Doing that for
I said, so
Yeah.
we having a party for y'all. And then my grandmother's turning 90. So we're planning a
Yeah.
party for her.
Yeah.
And then our 30th anniversary is in August next year. So we're trying to do like a trip and just invite whoever wants to come on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's a lot.
You got a
Yeah, it's
lot
a
Like
lot
I
going
was
going
like,
on.
oh my
Your
God, next year is
2027 is gonna be crazy.
yes. I'm like, oh my gosh, this
Yeah.
is a lot. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know how many I'm gonna be able to like squeeze in to that. I know for sure I'm going to Love and Books in Hollywood. That's the only one that I know that I'm doing for sure. And obviously I'm gonna do Chicago because it's closer to me. But
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're booked and busy. We'll see where we can find you in the year
yes,
2027, where you gonna pop out at, and tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
on social media, I am author Kay Shanee on every platform. So Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. And Twitter too, but I can't tell you the last time I posted on Twitter was probably for sure in 2025.
Yeah.
Understandable. Understandable. We get that. All right, y'all. But that's all we have for you guys tonight. And we will
Yeah.
see you guys in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.